Sanibonani. Kule lesson le ngifuna sibheke i-distance between 2 points kuma-functions ne. So ngizocala ngokudefine what is distance la ku-maths kahle kahle. So nawunga-check-a i-distance, sifuna uku-check-a i-length between 2 points kahle kahle. So definition of distance kuma-functions singasho ukuthi it is the length between 2 points. Okay, so lento le iyasinikeza i-idea ukuthi if i-length between 2 points, for ukuthi ukhona uku-calculate i-distance kumele at least ube nama-points ayi-2, right? So it is the length between 2 points, and then ama-points la ku-maths kahle kahle nasiwa-identify or nasiwabhala kanjani. A point la ku-maths is the same as a coordinate, whereby you have an x value and a y value, right? So in order for you to get the length between 2 points, at least you must have 2 points, right? So you can have point A and you can have point B. So since now lama coordinate I2, ungakhona manje calculate a distance, and given ukuthi lo no x ka A no y ka A, and then lo no x ka B no y ka B, right? So we want to formulate the length or the distance between these 2 points, and generally singayicalculate ngefomula lethu le-analytical geometry, whereby sithi distance AB squared is equals to x ka B minus x ka A squared plus y ka B minus y ka A squared. Okay, and then for ukuthi sikhona ukuthola le distance ngafaka i-square root both sides. So nasifaka i-square root both sides, it means sizofaka i-square root ngapha ne-square root ngapha, right? But le square lesi nale square root kuzokhanselana lapha, and then kusale AB kuphela because sifuna le distance AB, right? So in this case, the final formula yale distance AB is what is square root of x ka B minus x ka A squared plus y ka B minus y ka A squared. So izinto ekumele uzinote la ezibalekile ukuthi if ngapha uqale ngo x ka B, right, nangapha kuzomela uqale ngo y ka B. Okay, so ungabe interchange lezi zinto. So always if uqale ngo x ka A, nangapha kuzomela uqale ngo y ka A. So izinto kumele uzinote lezo. All right, so fine. Now distance la define what it is the length between 2 points, and in mathematics, for you to determine that distance, at least you must have 2 points, at least point A and point B, and formula solsebenzisa is this one or this one, right? But manje i-distance esobe siyicalculate la, it's similar to the analytical geometry, but manje siyi-apply kuma-functions. Okay, so now before siyi-apply kuma-functions, izinto kumele uzinote or information ekumele uyazi ukuthi kuma-functions u-y simrepresenta it's either ngo-f of x or any variable in terms of x. So kungaba u-f of x, kungaba u-g of x, kungaba u-h of x, kungaba u-p of x, whatever variable but in terms of x, right? So ufuna uthole ukuthi ungaconfuseki if instead of ukuthi basebenzise u-y basebenzise bani u-f of x. So for example ngithe i-coordinate lakho libhalwa kanje x no y, right? So la kuma-functions singayibhala sithi x bese ngapha sibhala bani u-f of x. So it means u-y wakho uyafana nobani no-f of x, right? So singakhona ukudlala ngalezi zinto lezi simanipulate le coordinate lethu in terms of u-y or u-f of x, right? So basically into esisho ukuthi if sine coordinate let's say coordinate A ke lo, right? If lo x lo use graphini yaka f of x, so lelo coordinate lelo singalibhala sithi x ngapha ku y sifaka ubani u f of x, khombisa ukuthi le point leli kahle kahle liku f of x, right? Okay, so ati ngi-explain ama distance esizobe siwa calculator la, or the variations of a distance esingayi-calculate in 2 dimensions la kuma functions. So ama types of distance in 2D or in 2-dimensional. Sine diagonal distance, bese siba ne vertical distance, and then number 3 is ne horizontal distance. So in each and every type kunendlela yakhona you calculate, but using the same formula. It's just that le vertical and le horizontal, there's a shorter way of what is what calculate my distance, right? Okay, so it diagonal distance, it's something like now on a point la, which is point A, okay? Bese uba ne point B somewhere lapha phezulu. So calculator it distance between point A and point B, right? And then manje, for you to calculate that distance, you must have 2 coordinates, which is x ka A, no y ka A, and then x ka B, no y ka B, right? And then it distance yakho AB ungayicalculate ngale formula lithi x ka A minus x ka B squared plus y ka A minus y ka bani ka B squared, right? And then thola ama square root both sides, given ukuthi unawo lama coordinates ka A na ka B. So that is a diagonal distance, right? So it's something engekho vertical, something engekho horizontal, it's a diagonal distance. And then bese siba ne vertical distance. If vertical distance, it distance eya phezulu or phansi, right? So for example, for your vertical distance, let's say on a point A la phansi, right? Bese uba no point B lapha phezulu. So naso ufuna i distance between the two, this is a vertical distance. It's either the distance is suka la phansi ya phezulu or suka phezulu ya phansi, from A to B or from B to A. So distance yakho ke le, right? So manje into ekumele uyinote la ebalekile la ku vertical distance ukuthi if ungazama ucalculate i distance between lama points ayi2, let's say lama coordinates wethu uno x ka A no y ka A, right? And then x ka B no y ka B, okay? So let's say ufuna ucalculate i distance AB, which is a vertical distance. Into ekumele uyinote number 1, which is very important, ukuthi lo x ka A nalo x ka Y is the same. X ka A iyafana no x ka B. So kahle bengifuna ukuthi u x ka A iyafana nalo x ka B, right? Because it's a vertical distance, it means u x uyi1, okay? So kuzokwenzakalani if lo x lo uyafana ngapha ngaphansi na ngapha ngaphezulu? So as we calculate distance formula yethu izothi AB squared is equal to x ka A minus x ka B squared plus y ka A minus y ka B squared. Lento esiqede kuyisho la ukuthi u-x ka A uyafana no-x ka B, right? So if nasingeza la kule formula la u-x ka A lo uyafana no-x ka bani ka B, it means izinto eyifanayo nasiyi-minus akufana ukuthi ziyakhanselana, right? If ziyafana, let's say it's 2 minus 2, ziyafana lezi zinto lezi. So at the end of the day the answer izophuma la u0, and 0 squared still u0. So the part layer yabo x iyahamba if ucalculate ini i-vertical distance. So izothi AB squared is equals to y ka A minus y ka B squared, because the part layer yabo x ibe ngu0. So now ngafaka ama square root both sides la, lo uzocancela lo, kuzosala u-AB is equals to, bese le square root cancela lesi, kusala u-y ka A minus y ka B, right? So singakhona conclude ukuthi if si calculate i vertical distance between 2 points. Asikho isidingo sokuthi sisebenzise lonke le formula leli la, right? But singavele senze njani? Si-minus labo y lapha phezulu. So sizothi y ka A minus y ka bani? Ka B. Okay? But manje mele make sure ukuthi le answer yakho ela mele iphume i-positive. So it means kuze uthole le vertical distance lena kuzomela uthi u-y lomkhulu minus u-y lomncane. In this case yabona ukuthi u-b ungaphezulu. So it means le formula leli izothi u-y kabani? Ka B minus u-y ka A, right? So mele uthathe lela ngapha engaphezulu izothi u-y ka B minus u-y ka A. That's because ama values aka x lapha phakathi akhanselene. Okay, so it's always the top minus the bottom coordinate, the y coordinate. So as concluded la, if we calculate diagonal distance, we usebenzisa the whole distance formula, right? But if we calculate the vertical distance, we minus any abo y kuphela. And make sure ukuthi uthatha u-y ongaphezulu then minus u-y wangaphansi lapha kulama coordinates. So izothi y ka B minus y ka A because double x la bayafana. Alright, so asenze horizontal distance ke manje. Horizontal distance, it's something isuka ka left iya ka right or isuka ka right iya ka left, right? So for example, if une coordinate A la bese uba ne coordinate B la bese ufuna ucalculate the length there, which is AB. So that is the horizontal distance. So la horizontal distance into ekumele uyinote, if sino x ka A no y ka A, and then last no x ka B no y ka B. So into ekumele uyinote la ukuthi abo y bakho kahle kahle la bayafana, they are on the same level, so the value of y is the same. So nas minus labo y bazokhanselana. Okay, so lana i-distance izothi AB squared is equals to x ka B minus x ka A squared minus plus y ka B minus y ka A squared. But sishilo lapha sathi abo y la ku horizontal distance bayafana, so yb minus ya kuzophuma 0 because bayafana, and the remaining will be ab squared is equals to x ka B minus x ka A squared. Sithola abo square root both sides, so i-distance yakho AB is equal to x ka B minus x ka A. Okay, so singaconclude sithini ke la? Singaconclude ukuthi if sicalculate a horizontal distance si minus abo x, sithatha lo x omkhulu minus lo x omncane, so there's no need to sebenzisa the whole distance formula. So now in the special case la ukuthi vertical distance minus ini abo y, top minus bottom, but then la now calculate the horizontal distance minus abo x, le ngapha ka right minus le ngale ka left, and then diagonal distance usebenzisa yona the exact distance formula. Okay, all right, so asenze example A1 manje involve le theory lesicede kuyichaza la phezulu. Okay, and ukhumbule ukuthi le information le or le knowledge le si apply kuma functions, right? So let's say sinikezwe i-sketch kuma functions, and kule sketch sethu bathe sine graph f of x. Okay, and f of x wethu now la, which is a quadratic function, and then bese bakutshela lapha ukuthi okay, f of x wakho is equal to 6x minus 2x squared. Okay, it's a quadratic equation, or kuze kube simple singayibhala sithi minus 2x squared plus 6x. So le ile quadratic equation yakho, and then bese siba any function la, which is a straight line, which is g of x. Okay, g of x is equals to 2x. so it's a straight line. So now g of x la, and now f of x la, which is your parabola or your quadratic function. And then now kule question le, but there is a point A. There is a point A on f of x, okay? And there is a point B on g of x. And there is a distance between A and B. And that distance is a vertical distance, distance A phezulu, okay? So instead of ukuthi bakutshele ukuthi this is a vertical distance, for example lana ngiyakutshela ukuthi it's a vertical distance, so uyazi ukuthi if it's a vertical distance into ekumele uyenze la for vertical distance kumele uminus ini abo y kulama coordinates wethu, uthatha le y ngaphezulu minus lo y ongaphansi. So instead of ukuthi bakutshele ukuthi it's a vertical distance, another way for ukuthi bakutshele lokho bazothi AB is parallel to the y-axis. And why basho lokho? Sayibona y-axis yethu la, y-axis yethu vele it's a vertical line. Sayibona iline liya phezulu vele. So if bathe lo AB uparallel nale y-axis, kusho wona ukuthi nayo le is a vertical line because it parallel to the y-axis. Okay? So let's say ngiyakutshela ukuthi this is a vertical distance, or ngiyakutshela ukuthi AB is parallel to the y-axis, so uyazi ukuthi it's a vertical distance. Bese bathi bafuna the maximum length or the minimum length between AB, between A and B. Kahle kahle bafuna le length le u-AB. So ama steps okusolve lento le. Step number 1. Now ufuna ukusolve i-question eka so. Mele uthole ama coordinates akho. Okay? So if lama coordinates awukwazi ukwathola in terms of a number, it means uzawathola in terms of x, ne? It's either uzathola le number vele le coordinate straight, or uzalithola in terms of x. Okay? And then step number 2, usebenzisa le distance formula yakho ke le. And the distance formula yakho uzoyisebenzisa based on ukuthi what type of length oyicalculate. Is it a vertical length, diagonal length, or a horizontal length? Okay? And then step number 3, nangabe uzofuna a maximum distance or a minimum distance, according to calculus mele uyiderive leyo distance yakho if izoba in terms of x, right? Mele uyiderive uyi-equate to 0, and then the last step is to substitute back to the distance formula. Utholelo x wakho la step number 3. Now la step number 3 uzosubstitute x omthole la kule distance formula, then you get your maximum distance or your minimum distance. So ngale ndlela lesibheka ngendlela ya grade 12, right? But ngizobe sengiexplain ukuthi ka grade 11 thini maximum distance yethu siyithola kanjani. So asiphendule le question le. So the question le ithi there is a vertical distance AB, and u-A uku f of x and u-B uku g of x, right? So nasingalandela lama steps lawa, sithi step number 1, you must find the coordinates. So it means kumele sithole le coordinate laka A ne coordinate laka bani laka B, right? So siwabhale ngapha. I-coordinate laka A nasibheka kahle la, i-coordinate laka A liku f of x, right? And sithe u-x ka A uyafana no x ka B because it's a vertical distance. So la u-x, but then what about u-y wakho la? And then ngishilo ngale ngathi u-y uyafana no f of x, or u-y uyafana nobani no g of x. So since le point leli u-A liku f of x, it means u-y wakhona kuzoba bani, kuzoba f of x. Okay, so u-y wakhona kuzoba f of x. So instead of city x nobani no y, u-y wakhona f of x. And then la ku B, u-y wakhona kuzoba g of x. Why sithi uzoba g of x is because le point leli lila ku g of x. Okay, so asiwafanelizele ama coordinates wethu. A kuzoba x into f of x wethu la siyabona ukuthi ungubani mos minus 2x squared plus 6. So instead of ukuthi ngibhale lo f of x ngizobhala lo minus 2x squared plus 6x, and then icoordinate la ka b kuzoba x, and then y wakhona sithi g of x, and g of x ungu 2x lapha. So g of x on 2x. So now lama coordinates wethu la sesicompleted step number 1. Coordinate A is x into minus 2x squared plus 6x, and then B x into 2x. Right? Sesiwathola lama coordinates, sesisebenzisa i-distance formula ke manje. So since it's a vertical distance, sithatha i-formula lethu u-AB, I mean distance yethu AB, kuzoba y wangaphezulu minus y wangaphansi. Okay, so asicalculate ke le distance AB. Distance AB sesiku step number 2. This was step number 1 la phezulu. So step number 2, calculate the distance, minus abo y, top minus bottom. So it means A yilo i-point elingaphezulu, and y ka A minus 2x squared plus 6. So ngizothi minus 2x squared plus 6x. Okay, bese ngiminasa y wangaphansi. Y wangaphansi ila ku b, which is 2x. So it's 2x. So now distance yami la AB is equals to, nanga simplifier, izothi minus 2x, and then AB is equal to minus 2x squared minus 4x. So now distance yami ke la, but let distance le siyibona ukuthi in terms of x, right? So let distance AB is minus 2x squared minus 4x. So manje bathi sithole the maximum distance or the minimum distance AB. Into ekumele siyenze, kumele siderive leyo distance equate into 0. So asiderive leyo distance. Nasiderive i-distance, derive in terms of x, right? So we are differentiating AB in terms of x. So nasidifferentiate lento le izothi power rule yethu izothi 2 multiplied by negative 2 basis minus 1 lapha phezulu. So izothi minus 4x, and then 2 minus 1, 1, right? And then lana izothi 1 times negative 4 basis minus 1. 1 minus 1 kuyophuma 0, and x to the power 0 is 1, right? So answer to kuzophuma just to negative 4. So now it differentiate yale distance. Bese si equator into 0, si solve for x, right? So I see equator into 0. So izothi minus 4x minus 4 equals to 0. Bese ngisolve for x ke manje. Okay, so I think kune mistake la phezulu. Okay, plus 6x minus 2x upon positive 4x lap. All right, so this is positive, right? And then manje sesolve for x is a transposer lo negative 4 ayengale izothi positive 4 is negative 4 divided by negative 4 divided by negative 4, and x wakho lana kuphuma positive 1. So umtholile x wakho ke manje wale maximum distance, right? X equals to 1, and the last step ekumele usenze usubstitute lo x wakho back to the distance formula, right? So i-distance formula yakho nayo la phezulu. So substitute x wakho khona la for ukuthola le maximum distance yakho. So maximum distance yakho izothi la ubona khona x manje substitute u1, right? And then AB is equal to, and then lana kuphuma minus 2 plus 4, and then distance yakho or your maximum distance is 2 units.